We're asking about the financial crisis and the bailout bill.
Right.
So basically, just if you could give us.
Which is somebody else calling.
Oh, okay. If you could give us a few comments on it, just sort of what you think about it.
From what I understand, I mean, the general idea of a bailout, I think, is good because we're trying to avoid a Great Depression.
Mm-hmm.
What happened in the Great Depression was the Federal Reserve did nothing when the stock market crashed, and basically because of that, interest rates rose, banks stopped lending money, and businesses failed, and we had 25% unemployment.
Mm-hmm.
So that's bad. So they're trying to avoid that. So in principle, they're doing the right thing. As an economist, I've got some real questions with some of the specifics. Like, one thing that I don't like is the idea of if they're going to write off, if they're going to basically take on the bad debt, which means the taxpayers are basically buying bad assets. It seems more logical to me that the government would take on what we call an equity position. So that would mean the government would get some of the stocks in that company. Sweden did this recently in the 90s. So that way you get something for it, other than just getting the bad debt, which you're going to lose money on.
Mm-hmm.
You get a piece of the company. So when things get better, what they did in Sweden was, this was in 1992, they had a similar crisis. Then the government sold back those shares. The government didn't really want to take over the banks, but they just didn't want to lose a lot of money. So after things normalized, they sold those shares back off and kind of re-privatized it, if you will, and that way the government minimized